In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make the heart stitch. I'll be using 2 different colors of 3-weight acrylic yarn and a 4mm hook. However, you can use a different type of yarn, a 4-weight, even a 5-weight yarn with the appropriate hook size. You'll also need scissors and some stitch markers. This tutorial will show 4 variations of the heart stitch to help it fit the needs of your project. Some of the basic stitches that you'll use are a slip knot, chain, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. I'll also teach you how to do a 3 double crochet cluster, and I'll show the stitches slowly in the first 4 rows. The bottom row of hearts is done in a repeat of 6 stitches. The second row has a stitch repeat of 5, and both of those use a single crochet between the hearts. In the third heart row, I used double crochets between the hearts. And finally, the top row, I made smaller hearts that might work well for your project. I included the heart stitch in my Sweetheart sweater pattern on the sleeves and neckline. The pattern is linked below. We'll start out with the 6-stitch pattern repeat. This pattern will also be a repeat of 4 rows. For this tutorial, I'll begin with a slip knot and 26 chains. I'm starting with 26 because I want to end up with 25 stitches, so 24 plus 1. The 26th chain is a turning chain and will not count as a stitch. All right, so now we have our 26 chains and we are ready to begin row 1. In the second chain from the hook, place the first half double crochet. You might want to mark the first stitch just to be sure you know where it is when you get back to it in the next row. Continue with half double crochets in each chain to the end for a total of 25 half double crochets. "23, 24, and 25. Now I've not finished the last half double crochet stitch because I want to change my yarn. So begin the half double crochet and finish with the yarn you chose for the hearts. With 3 loops on your hook, place the new yarn on your hook and pull through all loops. Chain 1 and turn your work. I've marked the stitches where I want the hearts. There are 3 stitches on each end and 4 mark stitches for the hearts with 5 stitches between each heart. The marker on the end is the first mark stitch and is not a heart stitch. You can now cut the main yarn, leaving a little tail to weave in. For row 2, you'll chain 2 and skip the first 3 stitches. In the 4th stitch, we'll make a heart. The heart stitch will consist of a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet cluster, all in the same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And a third time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. That makes part 1, that's your 3 double crochet cluster. Then you'll chain 1 and repeat. So yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and a third time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, Then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops to complete your first heart stitch. We have 5 stitches before the next marker. Now we'll chain 3, skip 5, and work another heart stitch in the next marked stitch. So again, that's a 3 double crochet cluster, a chain 1, and a 3 double crochet cluster. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Chain 1 and repeat. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. You'll repeat everything in brackets 2 more times. Now we've just finished our 4th heart. We have 3 stitches left. You'll chain 2 and then slip stitch into that last stitch, the marked stitch. Pull the yarn up and cut to finish row 2. We now have our first row of hearts, and this is our back side or the wrong side of our work. We'll be changing back to the main yarn for the next row. To do this, attach the main yarn with a slip stitch in that very same stitch we just worked in. Chain 1 and turn. Now let's take a look at our work. We have 3 stitches from the first row before we get to the heart. In this pattern, we'll always skip the stitch before the heart and after the heart. So that leaves us with 2 stitches. We'll begin this row by working a single crochet in each of those 2 stitches, going over the chain from row 2. Go in through the front, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, and finish a single crochet. Do that again for your second single crochet. Next, find the chain space between the clusters and place a double crochet, single crochet, and another double crochet in that space. We have 5 stitches. Since we always skip the stitch before the heart and after, we'll use the 3 stitches in the center. Place a single crochet over the chain in those 3 stitches. Insert your hook through the front, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, and finish the single crochet. So that's 1. We'll work our second single crochet. And then we'll work our third single crochet. We'll skip that last stitch, and in the chain 1 space between the clusters, we'll work a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet. You'll skip the first stitch, then single crochet 3 into row 1. We'll skip that last stitch, and in the chain 1 space between the clusters, we'll work a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet. You'll skip the first stitch, then single crochet 3 into row 1. We'll skip that last stitch, and in the chain 1 space between the clusters, we'll work a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet. Now there are 3 stitches left. You'll skip the first one and single crochet into the next 2. Now the third row is complete, the top row of the heart. And this is the front side or the right side of your work. Your hearts are popping out and they look super cute. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. This time we will not be changing our yarn. In row 4, you'll work a half double crochet in the first stitch and each stitch all the way across for a total of 25 half double crochets. Now we're at the end of row 4. We finished our final half double crochet, and this is what the back side of our work looks like now. Now we'll chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're ready for row 5. In this row, our half double crochets will be placed between the half double crochets of row 4, except for the first and last stitches. The first half double crochet will be in the top of the stitch, like you normally would, and the next 23 stitches will go between the half double crochet posts of the previous row, under all 3 loops. You'll work your final half double crochet into the top of the stitch, but don't complete it because we are going to be changing yarn. You can cut your main yarn at this point, then attach your heart yarn by placing it on the hook and pulling it through. And chain 1. So that is our 4-row repeat for our heart stitch. You can continue by repeating rows 2 through 5. I'm going to switch gears and show you a 5-stitch repeat. In this heart row, I'll skip 4 stitches between the hearts. You'll also want to have at least 2 stitches on each end. Our yarn is attached and we've chained 1 and turned. Now when deciding how many chains to do at the beginning before a heart stitch, you need to look at how many stitches you have before the heart stitch. Now we have 2 stitches and we already have 1 chain, so we'll make 1 more chain for a total of 2. We'll then skip 2 stitches and make a heart stitch in the 3rd stitch. You'll do the heart just like before, with a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and a 3 double crochet cluster. Since we only have 4 stitches between the hearts, chain 2, skip 4 stitches, and repeat the heart stitch in the 5th stitch. Repeat everything in brackets a total of 4 times. Now we have 1 heart stitch left, so chain 2, skip 4, and do the last heart stitch. Now we have 2 stitches at the end, so you'll chain 2 and slip stitch in the last stitch. Your second row of hearts is now finished, and you can cut your yarn. Grab your main yarn and attach it in the same stitch with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn. In that very first stitch, we'll work a single crochet. We'll skip the next stitch, and just like before, we'll do a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet in the chain 1 space between the 3 double crochet clusters. Now, since there are 4 total stitches in between, we'll skip the first one and skip the last one and work a single crochet in the middle 2 stitches. Continue with a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet in that chain 1 space. You'll repeat everything in brackets a total of 4 times. Now we've made it to the top of the final heart. So you'll work your double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet in that chain 1 space. Now we have 2 stitches remaining. You'll skip the first one and single crochet in the last stitch of the row. And now this row is finished. Now you can chain 1 and turn. The next row is a half double crochet row, so work a half double crochet in each of the 25 stitches. and work your final half double crochet stitch. So that's the back side. And here's the front. So in our first row of hearts, we made 3 single crochet stitches between the hearts. And this time we worked 2 single crochet stitches between the hearts. Go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. In this row, our half double crochets will be placed between the half double crochets of row 4, except for the first and last stitches. The first half double crochet will be in the top of the stitch, like you normally would, and the next 23 stitches will go between the half double crochet posts of the previous row, under all 3 loops. And work your final half double crochet in the top of that last stitch, but do not complete it. We'll be attaching our new yarn and completing that half double crochet with your heart yarn. Then you can chain 1 and turn your work. Next up, we are going to do a 6-stitch pattern repeat with double crochet stitches between the hearts. Now, when I was designing the neckline of my sweetheart sweater, I found that I was able to achieve the look that I liked by placing double crochets between the heart stitches instead of single crochets. The double crochet is a longer and taller stitch, so it created a straighter top edge that I preferred because I did not want to add another row. I finished the neckline by doing a round of slip stitches all the way around. I want to position the hearts in the same place as the very first row of hearts. So I'll be marking the 4th stitch from the left, and that will be my first heart stitch. Now you'll chain 2 and turn your work. We already have 1 chain on the hook, so that's our first chain, and then our second chain and turn. We'll work our first heart stitch in the 4th stitch. So it's a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster. We'll chain 3, skip 5 stitches, and work a heart into the 6th stitch. Repeat this to the end. All right, we've done the first part of the last heart. So we'll chain 1 and now do the second half. Now there are 3 stitches left. So we'll chain 2 and slip stitch in the last stitch. Pull your yarn up and cut it. The next row is where we'll do something a little different. To begin this row, we'll attach our yarn in the last stitch with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now we have 3 stitches before our heart stitch. We'll do a double crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then we'll skip the stitch next to the heart. Next, work a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet in the chain 1 space between the clusters. Since we have 5 stitches between the hearts, we will continue to skip a stitch, work 3 double crochets, and skip a stitch. Then a double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet in the space between clusters. You'll repeat everything in brackets 2 more times. We've made it to the end of the row, so we'll finish with a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. We have 3 stitches left, so we'll skip the first one and work a double crochet in the second and a double crochet in the last. The final variation is the smaller hearts. Now I've already done 2 rows of half double crochet all the way across and attached my yarn. In this row, we're going to make a little smaller heart by doing 2 double crochet clusters instead of 3 double crochet clusters. So chain 2, skip the first 3 stitches, and work the heart in the 4th stitch. Now this time, we'll do a 2 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and a 2 double crochet cluster. Then chain 3, skip 5, and repeat your heart stitch. Repeat everything in brackets until the end. Finish the other half of that final heart with a 2 double crochet cluster. Now we have 3 stitches left, so you'll chain 2 and then slip stitch into the last stitch. Now pull out your yarn and cut it. Now attach the main yarn with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. Single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Now this next part is a little different. You'll skip a stitch, chain 1, and then single crochet between the clusters and chain 1. Then skip the next stitch and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Skip the next stitch, chain 1, single crochet between clusters, and chain 1. Repeat everything in brackets until the end. Now there's 3 stitches left, so you'll skip a stitch and work a single crochet in the last 2 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. In this row, you'll work a half double crochet in each stitch and chain all the way across. And there's our little hearts. This concludes the heart stitch tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on social media. Bye!